England happy to let South Africa call the mark and run the clock down, and hence when Handre does, they're under.
That's too much time on the clock.
Handre has a plan. Faf, Billy,
Handre got a plan. Really squidge.
So stopping anyone getting across the wing, allowing him to Alicia Diinka it over to the
Oh!
Colby.
Alright, Chesley. You just got an OZ kick pass. Can we keep the ball for 2 seconds? Like, can you not kick pass and get rid of it? Can you hold it? Acknowledge it? Kiss it?
Marion Marquadius Ishmael Johnson.
She asked me what I'm doing, I'm just vibing.
Make sure like, comment, subscribe if you're new. YouTube, it's your boy OJ in the back of you and yet another YouTube video, man. Not just regular YouTube video, but a YouTube banger. Now this video chat, we got Handre Pollard is the best rugby player in the world at Knockout Rugby. Here's why. I'm not sure what Knockout Rugby is, but I'm sure they're gonna tell me why in the video. I ain't gonna be so much for your time, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Comment your favorite fruit. And without further ado, let's watch some YouTube chat and get right into it.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the Antoine Dupont of
W sponsorship.
Of their key players. The 2015 All Blacks were like a mirror held up.
Cheap viewers on Springboks.com. Remove the space. What? Is that a bot? Is that a bot right there? Somebody move that comment. What is that? Knockout Rugby is basically finals, semifinals, and quarterfinals. Put it a bit louder. Alright, bet. Thank you for the information, though. Knockout Rugby is basically like elimination rounds, technically. Like the playoffs.
Up to Dan Carter.
Is that good right there?
Flawless competitor born to be champion. JPR Williams personified the 70s Wales side. Hard as
Does that sound good right here?
Gloriously skillful. Oh, for England were focused channel just like Johnny. Campo captured what made Australia great. So cocky.
Damn, where's it going to?
That nobody could ever beat them manifested into reality.
Yeah, I know better.
We're
Okay.
looking at the greatest team of the modern game. Whilst we could easily single out a dozen different world-class South Africans, and that's just the second rows, only one man, for me, truly defines, personifies, and reflects this current 2019-2023 Springbok team. Because, much like the side he plays for, I don't think I've ever seen a rugby player better at or more built for winning World Cups than Handre goddamn Pollard.
Dang, Free. He put all the emotion into it. He started cussing.
DNA pumping through their veins, quite like Handre, an architect on the field who constructs wins like skyscrapers with vision and his own unscrupulous style. To look back over,
I'm not gonna lie, it sounds like he's ultimately glazing. We can't deny that factor here. This video's getting kind of out of hand. A minute into it and you're already saying he's the best ever, like the most impactful player. There's a little bit of glaze in this month. I can't lie, valid glaze. It is valid, but we gotta acknowledge the glaze though. We gotta acknowledge it. He's getting carried away just a little bit. Just a little bit.
To review dozens of semis and finals, moments of destiny for any other player dispatched as if they were nothing.
It's Handre, so I let it slide. It's a South Africa player, so we're good.
Important skill. He wins. So, what makes the Springbok number 10 so special, so good? Why is he so effective in knockout rugby in particular? And where does he deserve to rank amongst the greatest fly halves of all time?
Oh, nice. Maybe we see an actual good rating then. Because every time we do a rating list to try to rank rugby players, I don't think Handre's even been in the list of like top 10 or top. Well, I think we did like top 20 before. I don't think Handre's been in the list. So let's see where Squid Rugby put him. Watch, they gonna put him at top 5 for fly halves. They can put him at top 5.
Hyped up Jean-Luc Duplessis on his way to winning the under-13s title before coming back a few years later to guide Western Prophets to another final.
He was getting OC for a second.
Now as captain. The years between this have made Pollard a big name in local Cape Town rugby. However, that started to spread further as, age 15, during an academy game against the Bulls, Pollard caught the eye of their then coach, Meyer. Despite not being rated as number 1 age grade 10, Meyer liked what he saw and bet the house, making a huge move for Pollard, one of the biggest in South African rugby ever, the moment he turned 18, signing him for the Bulls and enrolling Pollard at the University of Pretoria.
Oh, he didn't waste no time. So when he turned 18, he gave him a contract. Shit, sign it. Don't read it, sign it.
With Philly Duplessis and Tian Schumann, now of the Netherlands national team,
well, that's going to, though.
Falcons, starting above him. Pollard would make the bench a few weeks into the season and wouldn't make his first Varsity Cup start for the Tucks until...
That's respectable. Gotta get out of the mud.
Match season. where from there he would
Hey, but that's good.
finish the competition,
Shit.
second top point scorer in the whole competition, including 19 points in the
Oh,
semi,
shoot.
17 points in the
He made somebody fall that was nowhere near him.
season, having started every game since his debut. This knockout rugby is just in Handre Pollard's blood. Throughout his career,
Hey, where is
Pollard
going?
has played 32 games of knockout rugby, and his team have won 26 of them, playing 8 different sides. Yet all
That's an OC stat right there. 26 out of 32. Maybe a bit louder. Audio's still pretty quiet. Nah, it is kind of quiet. I think the dude talking a little quiet too. He allowed his mic on the other end.
Most. You can find
me see.
perfect examples of Pollard's tightness prowess in both semi-finals the Springboks played.
That girl right there?
World Cup runs. The first half in 2019 was almost impossibly cagey. At 40 minutes with enough box kicks to kill
Damn.
Stuart Barnes.
I thought you bucked that for a
matched
second.
teams with similar game plans slugging off for a full game.
Ooh.
During the half, Pollard scarcely touched the ball just 2 or 3 times. His
that's a bit
involvement
better.
more like this.
Should I turn it all the way up
Scans
then?
Welsh defense and orders his own teammates around in real time.
That's all the way up. That's as high as it goes.
Reach into the ruck and pass, and his forwards to just find shape and carry. No need to make decisions, look up, assess anything. He keeps the process fluid, keeps everything running, and prevents anyone
He's like a
losing
mini coach back there.
pace. But perhaps
He a
the better
supervisor and
showcase
shit.
of his without the ball
Yeah, that's
prowess
good, bet.
comes here.
That's a lot as
South
it get.
sets up to kick, but he gets a call last second from Pollard to play one more phase down the short side. Anticipating the kick, Wales have dropped 5 players into the backfield, most notably Josh Adams on this touchline, which leaves the entire front row here defending the wing alone without Adams in position out wide. Pollard spots this, and so calls South Africa to play an extra phase of crash up, taking 2 props out of the game and leaving Ken Owens here defending the wing alone. Spotting Nkosi return to position against an isolated hooker, Adams sprints up from the backfield to cover, leaving the area
You
where the
breaking this
clear
shit down like this is really what I be thinking.
unmarked. Nkosi recovers the ball, all because Pollard's split-second spot from half a field away took his opposition player
This
out
like-
of the game. In the second half, Wales having set.
This really make you think what be going through players' heads while they playing the game.
Pollard retired the quarterback role and started to bring himself more actively into the game. Instead of a box kick or long clearance here, he goes for an absolutely perfectly
Ooh.
weighted bomb to clear.
Where that's
his
going
post.
to?
Nkosi once again able to get under it. Or
Oh,
here,
shit, I thought he got that.
pocket for the bomb before switching up against the grain.
Alright, Handre, stop kicking this motherfucker. I'm gonna get angry.
And likewise, in 2023, after emerging from the bench after half-time with the box 6 points behind, he went right back to his old tricks, turning this bomb again here into a scuttering kick over Stewart's
He
shoulder.
just sending that
Actually, now,
motherfucker.
trying to exploit how much of the backfield England like to use him to cover. Or here, playing one phase in field to shorten up the English line before calling the ball on himself. Stood flat, bait, fully aware of how Farrell and Lawson
No.
love to fly.
He didn't make that pass, right? Somebody got that? Somebody got in the way of that?
English line from drifting properly, so stopping anyone getting across the wing, allowing him to Alicia Dianka it over to the touchline for Colby, who creates
Alright,
the
Chesley.
best
Alright,
chance.
Chesley. You just got an OC kick pass. Can we keep that ball for 2 seconds? Like, can you not kick past that and get rid of it? Can you hold it? Acknowledge it? Kiss it?
The game up to that point for Philly LaRue. However, whilst
And the winner goes like kicking it too then. Nobody wanted to try that?
You can go on and on. The most impressive part of Pollard's game has always been his instincts. Before last year's semi-final against England, he spoke of how he views pressure games as the highlight of his job, as the thing he plays for. And there's no player
Oh,
in the
give me
world
that.
better at
Breathe.
letting that pressure channel through him and convert into
Was that
a
Mike Talea right there?
precision
Where that's
than
going
Pollard.
to? You put
Here,
it on
for
bars.
instance, during the semi-final last year, he has a huge range of website builders that he could choose from, yet he decides to go to Squarespace. He's fully aware of their new
But what is he talking about? Is he talking about an admin video?
of a building a website.
I ain't gonna, that was a good intro. I ain't gonna lie. That was creative.
Entire world.
That's
He weighs
creative.
up
That's
all the other
creative.
options. He looks at them all. He assesses them all while after Clerk got the ball. But ultimately, there's only really one on the table. Only one he can go for, and he makes that count with Squarespace. It's a quick and easy start.
Bro, stop talking about
Again, good job.
Squarespace.
Tired
Three.
of typing
And I get an actual ad.
class?
Ooh, they look at it on
Let's find
Crash
a better
Out.
way.
They look at it
It's
on
called
Crash Out.
Honor.
Squidge got the
Let's
best
say I'm in
breakdowns.
class. I just
He
hit
do.
record, and as
He
you
do.
can see,
To do exactly what Handre would do, channel that energy into making a website. Perhaps the best demonstration of this came during that England semi-final. With the try in the bag, South Africa now need one more score, any score, to take the lead, and as England pin them into run 22, Pollard doesn't panic. Knowing time is of the essence yet still on their side, he keeps his huge
Damn.
clearance in field. England's conservative tactics mean they're likely to kick the ball back from any unstructured situations, and sure enough, shortly enough, Kerr thumps it long. England happy to let South Africa call the mark and run the clock down, and hence, when Handre does, they're under.
That's too much time on the clock.
Handre has a plan. Faf, Billy, Bob.
Handre got a Plandre. Really, Squidge? Handre got a Plandre?
Yeah, Handre
not-
has a plan.
Nah, bro. Don't try to study that like you try to say something else. He should have kept that in his draft. He should have edited that out.
Pollard likes the angle, likes his chances, and backs his instincts. He puts everything in it, aiming for the corner and tells Faf
Damn.
it's like hell. De Klerk manages to reach Stewart as he leaves his own 22, hence hanging the ball immediately and leaving it hung on around halfway, meaning if the box...
That motherfucker kicking straight up to Jupiter.
Exactly 50-metre net gain from Pollard's position 2 kicks ago. England, however, do recover.
Damn!
Soon
Oh my
enough, Farrell
goodness!
thumps it long, happy once again to concede a free kick to run the clock down. This time, however, the angle isn't great. However, Pollard rushes in with the opposite call. Take the scrum. South Africa still have 6 minutes to manufacture a scoring opportunity, and that is plenty enough. Playing off a scrum here ties in all 8 forwards, hence forcing England to bring the backs up into defensive position in the main line instead of in the backfield.
Hey, that's smart.
Cover far back as they
That's
like,
smart.
and it allows
Yeah, they got a
Pollard
whole
once again
pitch to
isolate
play with.
Stewart. The ball bounces. Stewart, under pressure, once again, slices his kick. With
He not playing. He kicking that motherfucker.
The knock-on comes. Springbok scrum is awarded, and the atmosphere in the stadium changes as everyone knows what's coming. Oxenshea ekes out the penalty, and
What's
Handre
coming?
Pollard steps up.
Oh, he making this. 100 making this.
Nailing a
100 making
distance
this.
in dying minutes to put
He
them
making
in the
this.
World Cup final. Be a moment of destiny. that
Yeah,
they're
nah, he was making
so
that.
trained by. If you asked Handre Pollard about
He
it,
narrated
he'd
the
say,
whole
"Which one
comeback."
do you mean? Yeah, only in South Africa. now."
Nice.
Over the
Versus
last
Wales?
month, Handre
Get him out of
Pollard's
here.
Overall goal kicking percentage has been around 74%.
That's
Yet,
OC.
In the knockouts of the 2023
74% is
his goal kicking
crazy.
record was 100%. I was surrounded by
Ooh.
South Africans in the Stade de France for this decisive shot.
That's almost
And
like mine.
not
Mine's
a
101.
single person in this entire stadium expected him to miss. There was no doubt. Where others feel nerves, Pollard channels concentration. In fact, there's a broad trend over Pollard's full career. From every random example we went to, the closer the game, the
He
higher
don't
his
miss.
kicking percentage. It's
He don't
hard
miss.
to analyze mentality from clips and watching games alone, but that's
He like me if I ever learned to play rugby. I would never miss. With a blindfold on.
Standing fly half in Manny Lebok, who's a brilliant.
All right,
talent,
Manny.
but when it comes to knockout rugby, no one is quiet. Pollard
Manny extra
Lebok
flashy.
infamously crooked after just half an hour, during which he touched the ball 9 times. Pollard, playing 20 minutes more,
Yes, I'm counting this one.
considerably more possession, had just 4 more involvements with 13
Ooh.
touches over his 50 minutes. It's easy to praise what a player does when they have the ball,
Hey!
but so much of why Pollard
Who's that number 10 right there?
rugby player comes from what he does in other situations when he doesn't have the ball. Pollard's first involvement of the game after coming onto the pitch is to rush in and clear out a ruck here, and his second is here to override Reinach's call. The scrum half is about to pass to him, and instead he asks his 9 to kick himself. Daly has rushed up to try and
And he
cover a
will.
bomb coming off 10, and that leaves him out of position for a box kick, meaning
That was
yes,
Dan
it's a
Carter and all the
backwards
black.
dropping
I could
ball,
tell.
leaving
I don't want you
him
to
in
pass that
position.
motherfucker.
Box turnover, and soon enough they draw.
He's trying to get over. See, I don't know. Wait. Why the frick they snuck an all black clip into a South Africa video? This had nothing to do with them. Oh, that just made me mad. I just got mad, Squidge. Why you did that? Why would you do that, Squidge?
For 3 points. If you're commentating on the players actually touching the ball, actually being directly involved, Pollard's name probably isn't said an awful lot. It isn't particularly notable here until he actually bangs the penalty over. But if you look at the players who make the biggest difference, who contribute the most to this being 3 points, instead of being English ball in their own half, Handre Pollard is well up that
He was
list.
talking about how other
Contrast
five have
that
some
to
flashy,
happy taking kicks
but
on his
Pollard
own
isn't
self despite any
necessarily.
pressure.
Oh, that's true though. That's true. Oh, cause that makes sense though. That's why you put Manny in there. Cause Manny is the definition of flashy passing. Like Manny doesn't give regular pass. You could be right next to him. Manny finna freaking pass it like this. Like Manny finna pass a bit all around his neck or some shit, and to turn his head this way at the same time. Like Manny finna do something crazy. That makes sense. That do make sense.
The plan is a simple scan to change the script, as well as the chat that Pollard brings to a team, constantly weighing things up, changing his opinion, and expressing it to the whole team, yet so clearly. That kind of vision to spot the wingers moving slightly, so therefore the bet of kicking off 9 than off 10, which was the plan.
Damn, they bullied that man as soon as he got the ball.
20, but in a World Cup semi-final.
He put Manny in there because Manny choked Ion. Who's Ion? Or is it in? He put Manny in it because Manny choked in the semi-final and went off after 30 minutes. That sounds like Manny. It sounds like Manny. I believe it. But what year was that? That year? Oh, was that talking about he went off and then and the 100 came in and substituted for him? That's what he's talking about just now? 2023? Yeah. Okay, I think that's what he's talking about.
When one drop ball can change.
You can definitely tell he got a temper.
Lives.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, then Pollard came in for him to dominate. That's super tough.
Semi-final, when one
He took
drop
advantage of his
ball
opportunities.
changed every player on the pitch's lives. Pollard's vision, combined with his total lack of ego, makes
How do you even start running before you kick the ball?
change every player on
Chad.
the pitch's lives. Pollard's vision.
He's running at full speed ahead before the ball even finished getting kicked. Like the ball can't even process itself being kicked.
Kind of his total lack of ego.
Like he knows exactly where the ball's finna be at.
Especially once you then throw in his brilliant skill set and bloody 70-meter boot. Most big game player.
He can get that motherfucker from anywhere, just about.
Barrett and Farrell are all guys who want the ball, who take the game by the scruff of the neck and do it themselves. Pollard, on the other hand, sole focus is not on who wins man of the match, but who wins the game. Always looking at opposition.
He came out of nowhere. Ain't no one can tackle like that.
Always making the correct decision. It's a habit he got into young. Handre won his first cap in 2014, starting the second test against Scotland, having been unavailable for the first because
55-6. Oh my gosh.
World Cup final the day before. He'd made just 2 starts in professional rugby up to that point.
Oh shoot!
But had
Get out of the way.
on quite the career as an age grade player. 2 years earlier in 2012, and let me know if this sounds familiar, he entered the Junior World Championship as the reserve to a more attacking-minded starting 10, in this case, Tony Yankees, Elton Shipbrother, who's now playing his rugby in Spain. However, after a loss to Ireland in the pool stage,
I don't know, he just said right there.
For a route
That name sounds highly unfamiliar with me.
The shirt from there. He's 100% goal kicking, playing a key part in the
Where did you just kick that from?
Just kept the shirt from there. He's 100% goal kicking,
oh,
a critical win over England to put them into the next round, leading ultimately to a final against New Zealand, where Pollard wore the 10 jersey without doubt in the coach's mind. Pollard was just 18 years old when he started his first major world final, and
that's crazy.
Remarkable thing.
That's a crazy achievement, chat. I'm 20 right now. Pollard was younger than me when he started in the World Championship.
He was, even back then, even that young, at 18 years of age. There's some lovely attacking play here, having a direct hand in 2 tries, but the key moment comes here. The lead just 1 point, and clock ticking down. This enormous belter of a drop.
Damn!
Sails right over.
Oh, that was a drop kick? I thought you just got rid of that.
Catching England off guard, a moment incredibly
that caught me off guard.
Create in 2015, and one that earmarked him as someone for the world.
He put a boot on that motherfucker. Oh my goodness!
Cape Town to watch, as well as perhaps the moment that won South Africa their first ever Junior World title. Critical play.
2012 Junior World Cup was something else. Facts. It had to be. 22-16 versus New Zealand.
Knocked out in the semis by a late kick from Sam.
It was like a mini version of the freaking major leagues.
The moment that he would very much get revenge for, and then some down the line. And then in another beautiful parallel to his senior career, facing England a year later, captained by Mario Toje in the 2014 World Cup final.
Oh, he got that? Why you put it 2 times speed? That dude finna get crazy.
And Pollard got stepped by repeatedly, but
Heineken get off of him. Number 13 was gonna get busy.
The national team had seen enough. He took one more look at Pollard and drafted him in immediately. Pollard played 71 minutes on debut, the longest stint on the pitch.
Oh my! They didn't take him out. They put him in, didn't take him out. 71 minutes. Oh, that's OC. That's over an hour.
Delivered.
And his debut.
Lovely touches such as this early pass, giving Peterson the time to hit a gap and drop it onto the toe to set up a brilliant try for Mvovo. Or here,
this is enough. All this creative try. That's going on 3-mans and shit.
Scottish defenders. Berger then runs a superb line to kill the Scottish fold here, and the space opens up. Pollard could here crash over for a debut try, but instead gives the pass to Peterson. That lack of ego,
unselfishness,
selflessness, and that.
Hey, stop copying me. Use your own words, Squidge. Freak.
Awareness of every player on the pitch.
Literally said exactly right after I said it.
60% score for himself into a 100% score for LaRue.
I went from $4,700, $58,000, and case connected.
I don't care.
Hey guys, my name is Chad.
In the corner, it's the exact DNA of how Handre runs a game today. Every decision is weighed up, deliberate, carried out with the sole goal of winning the game. No consideration for who plays the final part in that task of moving the rubber egg into the end zone or who knocks over the kick itself. After that first start,
damn, Junkie did from right under the goal. Ain't no way he's gonna miss that.
Every appearance until he left to make
an
off Montpellier. When asked why he threw him in at the deep end, Mayer said he understood Pollard the moment he saw him play for the first time as a 15-year-old. The more pressure he's under, he said, the more he'll excel. Handre is going to be a world class.
Hey, tell him. He already know.
For so long as I live,
it's inevitable at that point. He believed me with so much. You gotta make it happen.
On that hill. It was a near perfect performance. His goal kicking destroying English morale as he just.
How he been kicking from so far though, Chad? He been kicking from freaking behind the scenes and shit.
Performance. His goal kicking destroying English morale as he just joined up.
It look like it's so effortless.
Of Springbok playing between pot shots at goal. Here, Luke de Jager is lacking a tip-on option, making him an easier target for a big English shot. Though still not an easy target, like he's still Luke de Jager. So Pollard fills in himself on his tip-on line here around the back, but breaks off last second.
That was a good pass from Luke.
Standard pod smash-up job into a tiny overlap, getting
more. There you go.
5 meters of the try line. A few moments later, he makes this gorgeous leap through the air to regather his own.
Ooh, give me that motherfucker.
3-point score.
He didn't want it bad enough.
As they mean to go on. It was a brilliant, blustful, uncompromising performance from a fly half. The sort that World Cup finals required, taking the game, putting his stamp on it, and letting everyone know it was his.
That's game. 32-12. What was the score right there? Am I saying it wrong? No, 32-12. That was the score.
Letting everyone know it was his. 2023, however, required a more subtle approach, but Pollard played it perfectly. Once again, his goal kicking was sublime, but his tactical work was exceptional.
No, he missed that.
Played it perfectly. Once again, his goal kicking was sublime, but his tactical
I don't know, look like he missed that. It definitely bounced off the goal.
A blind spot in the Kiwi defense. Nobody in position without backtracking.
Well, that's going to Jupiter or Mars.
Instantly, leading to a loose ball.
Damn.
Has to thump into touch without.
Nice, Jesse Creel hurt him. I don't care. Penalty or not, hurt him.
The best player in the world at hanging up bombs and
hit the post and went over. Oh, okay. It went over.
High on it. He kicks it really well.
The way he cut him, and it seemed like it didn't.
Of why Pollard is so good at this is shown in this final by the way he scans New Zealand defence for not just catches but.
Where that's going to?
The old cliche goes: the kick is only as good as the chase, and no one's kicks are more chaseable than Handre.
Right into Peter's arms.
The team has plenty of blockers in place. He adapts his kick instantly.
He's not lying.
Become the master of
Handre been having the ball floating in the air for 35 years. The whole team can get under by the time it come down.
Here he starts flat, not really in kicking position, but backtracks as the ball comes out himself, meaning the black backfield isn't really set to lay us still up flat. And as the ball goes over his head, he has no idea where he's going. He's not far enough back to regather the ball himself, and yet
that's about 500 feet in the air still, and it's been 20 minutes.
A perfect route to get in Bodie's eye line, just jumping, getting his eye line, causing a knock on from Barrett. However,
he didn't even touch the ball for real.
Ioane was involved in chasing the left kick. He isn't in position in the 13 channel here, and it allows Khaleesi here an incredibly clear run.
Oh, you don't just catch that clean. Stop being scared.
A sublime tackle by Mwanga, the only thing preventing Sia from scoring what could have been one of the most famous tries of all time. A try that we'd shown 100 years down the road.
Yeah, do something else. There's high steps right there, Sia.
Aware which New Zealand players were in position versus which players were chasing for the ball.
IQ is too crazy.
Seen some incredible.
Offies beat Pollard a few minutes ago, and then Pollard's year-long undefeated streak. Oh, that's crazy. Which one you voting for? You voting for Offies? We got to the highlights after this. Say no more. Say no more. That's crazy. And there, how long was it? Year-long undefeated streak. That's OZ. That's OZ. Was that like the end of the year game or something?
Talents over the last 200 years. An average pub chat or an African
was it the finals?
Rugby will show you hundreds of thousands of guys and girls with grace, gumption, handsome hands, and silk in the soles of their shoes. Barry John, Finn Russell, Cheslin Colby, Portia Woodman, Juan Martin Hernandez, Dan Carter, Kevin McLean, Tom Haberfield. Players destined to be remembered in hearts and minds, celebrated and champions for so long as the people that watch them's memory lasts. There is, however, a far rarer group of greats. Those destined to be remembered not in the hearts and minds, but in the black and white. Players made for the record books, for the trophy engravings, for the list of winners, and never.
He's spitting right now.
And whilst he might not slot effortlessly into the first group, it's going to be a long time before history throws up another player quite so capable of winning his way into rugby's eternal history books as Handre Pollard.
Nah, that's facts. He dropping facts to end the video wall. There's still 2 minutes left though. That's the end. Or the bonus clip or something? Oh, there literally is bonus clips. I was literally right. Bro, I'm not watching all that though, Squidge. I ain't gonna hold you. If you want to see more like that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Comment your favorite fruit. And without further ado, goodbye, YouTube. Alright, is it out on YouTube?